Below us are the whole complex of Kraton and Tamansari, plus some parts of the capital Jogja from the Tugu to Panggung Krapiak at the other side. Contrary to common belief, Tamansari was not an independent structure. It was deeply connected to Kraton and even the capital Jogja in terms of architecture and philosophy. Built mainly as a retreat for Sultan and his family, Tamansari also proved to have other purposes as well. This goes to show that the true beauty of Tamansari lies not in skin deep. You're going to witness a possibility of Tamansari's history based on reliable sources and records. It may or may not reflect the actual condition back then. With that aside, we're currently at the pier of Pulau Gedong, which is the building in front of us. You can see from the minimap that this is a Kraton area. Don't worry, we'll reach Tamansari in a moment. When the water gates are shut, elevated land such as this appears like an island. Hence the name Pulau, Japanese for island. We'll be seeing other pulau soon. Some say children of the Sultan like to play around this area on boats, while the Sultan usually sat on the pedestal, taking a good look at the paddy fields just outside the gates. Now, this canal ahead of us leads to Tamansari. All the water here comes mainly from the stream called Kali Larangan. Literally, Kali means stream, while Larangan means forbidden. The name functions to remind the commoners not to use the stream in order to keep it clean. Notice that there's virtually no water current at all beneath us. This is possible because another stream was redirected so that their currents cancel each other out. It allows easier travel for rowboats. The buildings on the right are for the servants' use. You may already notice it from the simple architecture. Whoops! Hope that bird didn't surprise you too much. Some animals roam freely around the complex. We are near. Welcome to Segaran Pulau Kenanga. Isn't it a beauty? The name Kenanga comes from the plantation surrounding the building. Their flowers emit a deep fragrance. Shh! Can you hear the gamelan? The Sultan entertains his guests here in Pulau Kenanga, sometimes with a performance of gamelan music or serimpi dance. Pulau Kenanga is the tallest building around. The structure alone measures about 30 meters high. And don't forget, it was built on an elevated land. From the top floor, the Sultan can have a good view, way past those gates. The Sultan can practically watch the whole Kraton complex from up there, which is one of the reasons why, even though Tamansari was originally designed as a retreat, sometimes the Sultan ran the government from here. That's the Gumuling Well. We'll visit it later. And there's the royal pier. Notice the Garuda figure on the rooftop that show the highest status of this pier compared to others. While this is Pulau Penembungan, our next stop. How do we get in, you say? You'll see in a minute. We'll dock here. See the rooftop? It's a common pier, nevertheless, good enough for us. Watch your head. Some gates and doors were designed so we'd have to bow slightly as a sign of respect. To answer your question, we enter through here. These underground tunnels beneath Tamansari lead to many important buildings. Some even lead to Kraton and outside area. Here we are, inside Pulau Penembungan. The Sultan comes here mainly to meditate. As you can see, this is a two-story building. The architecture is similar, yet simpler than Pulau Kenanga, apparently because it was designed for privacy. It's rather chilly down here, but that's natural, considering that there's water around us, which may make you wonder how deep these underground tunnels are. For now, just notice the ventilation windows above. I'll explain why in a minute. Now we've reached the main gate of Pulau Kenanga. But before we go in, take a good look at the line of small buildings. There. See the windows? Those are the very same ventilation windows. They'll give you a clear picture of how deep we were under the water. Let's get inside, shall we? This is the entrance hall. To our right is the east wing. You can see the gamelan playing there. One of the characteristics of Javanese architecture is its symmetry. The east wing, for example, is identical to its counterpart here. The west wing here is spacious enough to hold the modest banquet. Now look above you. Lines of high-quality teak planks from the floorboard upstairs. The smaller rooms here serve as a kitchen or storage. Come on, we're going upstairs. This floor houses other activities, such as batik crafting. Have you noticed how thick the walls are? During the time of construction, foundation techniques were known yet. So a large stone structure such as this relied on two things. First is thickness, and second is the curved structure. Look at the ceiling, solid rocks, no light matter here. The arc spreads the heavy weight around. Any other forms would cause the ceiling to break down. To the top floor now. We're going to pick up the pace after this, so take it easy. Had enough? Alright then. Next up, the Gumuling Well. There are many stories about Gumuling's function. Some believe the well poses as a mosque, The Sultan and his queen purified themselves with the water from the well. Hope you're not claustrophobic, cause we're going to be here for some time. Imagine how dark it would be without the torch. Here it is, the Gumuling Well. Where's the well, you ask? Here, right under these stairs. The queen would pray here. You may notice that it's such a tight spot. Well, it's only designed for one person. There's the John on your right, in case you wonder where the Sultan would respond to the call of nature. Another story tells how Sultan visited the well to have a different view around Tamansari. This circular structure thus gives you that. And he used to watch his children playing hide and seek here. Here's where Sultan would pray. The last story tells that Sultan used to meditate. Right on that spot. Yes, right here. Light from above, calm water down below. Quite a sight, isn't it? Right at the heart of the well. Maybe it's designed to help the Sultan reach a higher enlightenment. That's Umbul Winangun, the royal bathing place for Sultan, his queen, and the concubines.